Hi everybody, Jennifer again, Zebra Bowl. Trying to stay on top of these videos as I do appointments. So if you watched the last video, I finally saw a geneticist and got a whole bunch of new conditions added to my list. One of those being POTS, and she sent me to a cardiologist. So that was the last video. This video, I have now seen the cardiologist, and paint me less than impressed. I'm not excited about this at all. Number one, when I got there, I don't know, had this feeling of dismissing the POTS diagnosis right off the giddy up. Like, she asked me why I was there, and I said, well, my geneticist says that I have POTS and low blood pressure, and she said that because I have the heart pounding sometimes, that she wanted me to get into a cardiologist just to be safe. And the cardiologist responded with, well, she thinks that maybe you've got POTS. And I said, I don't know, I just told her that my heart pounds sometimes, and she wanted me to come in here. And she's like, well, we'll do the POTS test. And I said, okay. Keep in mind, I have read all the crap the geneticist gave me. She gave me pamphlets of information on all the conditions that she had given me that day. So I'd already read up on a lot of it. So she's giving me the test, right? And basically she tells me to lay on the table, and then she'll take my blood pressure, and then we sit up and she takes my blood pressure, and then I stand up and she takes my blood pressure. And then when I was standing and she was taking my blood pressure, she actually said, technically you're supposed to wait 5 minutes, but I don't have the patience for that. So she's telling me as she's doing the test that she's taking the test wrong. And if what I understood is correct on the stuff that I read, I don't think I was supposed to sit in the middle of it. I think I was supposed to go from laying down to standing up. I don't think she was supposed to take my blood pressure while I was sitting. But she seemed to be comfortable in what she was doing and told me that I do not, in fact, have POTS because I have low blood pressure, so I can't have POTS. Does that sound right to anybody else? I don't know enough about it yet. So like I said, I read the stuff that the geneticist gave me, and I've read some stuff online. I don't think the test was done right, but I don't know whether or not I have POTS. I know that with low blood pressure, you can have the same types of symptoms as POTS. I know that there's a discrepancy about whether it's a blood pressure change or just a heart rate change, which she wasn't taking my heart rate, she was just taking my blood pressure. So I don't think the test was done right, so I don't have an answer for that yet, which is annoying, because I thought that's why, well, I actually didn't think that's why I was going to the cardiologist. I thought I was just going to kind of double check my heart. From what the geneticist said, she kind of made it sound like, you have POTS. Done deal. This is what you do. And so she told me to increase my salt and increase my water, which I've done, and it's helped a ton. But there are days like today where I got overheated in the shower, and so my heart started pounding really, really hard, and I spent several hours feeling very off, like kind of woozy but kind of not, somewhat tingly but not really bad. I felt funny for the next several hours after my shower. And I noticed that I tend to have those more often when I'm too hot and not as often when I'm cold, and since it's winter, I haven't had it as often. I typically have it more in the summer. So the POTS thing is still up in the air, apparently. I don't know. If you guys have any links or information that can lead me in some direction to figure this out, that would be great. But as of right now, the geneticist says I have POTS, and the cardiologist says that I can't have POTS because I have low blood pressure. So that's what's happening right now. I am going in for my echo this week, so I'll post another update soon to tell everybody how that went. But so far, not terribly impressed with the cardiologist. I think that when I see my doctor after he gets all the results from everything, that I'm going to tell him I don't want her as a cardiologist, because she wasn't helpful. Aside from telling me that she was doing a test wrong and telling me that I didn't have something that somebody else said I had, I just didn't like how dismissive she was in general. That's the first time I've really experienced that since getting a diagnosis of some kind. I thought that once I had a diagnosis and some answers that I wouldn't get dismissed as often, but apparently I was mistaken. It still happens. So we'll just deal with it as it comes. But I'll do another video next time I know something else. Otherwise, that's what's going on so far in the diagnostic journey, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.